Well, shifting gears now to the world of electric vehicles. In late May, Ford jolted the EV charging space after its game-changing agreement with its rival Tesla. Ford's EV customers will be able to use thousands of Tesla superchargers starting next spring. Now, the recent deal putting two of the biggest U.S. auto companies on Tesla's charging network, and Pras, really raises the questions just about the future of EV charging and what could potentially maybe be the standard if it's going to be Tesla superchargers.
I mean, this deal was announced ahead of the holiday weekend. So really, it was surprising timing. People were surprised by the actual move itself. Ford joining forces with, which essentially is his rival Tesla there. Starting next year, they'll be able to use Ford EVs using the Tesla supercharger network, which is 12,000 superchargers in the U.S. And then in 2025, even bigger news, all new Ford EVs will have the Tesla NACS, or North American Charging Standard plug, natively built into that car, meaning that car will be able to go to any supercharger without an adapter and start using those natively right away. So a big deal in the sense that these two rivals joining forces together. Ford CEO Jim Farley said this is a good move because they think their customers are complaining about reliability and ease of use, and the Tesla network has those kind of situations solved. They're very reliable, they're always working, and they have plenty of actually chargers. So I see why they did it. For Tesla itself, also a good move. It unlocks some incremental revenue for them. That's what Goldman analysts said. Maybe $1 to $3 billion in revenue down the line when this is kind of up and going, and other manufacturers may hop in on there. So it makes sense from both sides, but the big question is what happens to the universal CCS standard that you see right there that GM and other people use?
Well, what do you think happens to that? Because I think that's a big question that everyone's asking right now, because there has been this massive push, obviously, for a universal charging experience, yet you still have two big players. There's two very different ways to charge EVs, which you would think could potentially limit adoption at some point.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of, a Bloomberg writer said this is like a Betamax versus VHS situation here with the two competing standards. Before this Ford deal, I would have said the CCS universal standard will probably be the main one. Tesla will live on its own role like it's always been doing that for over the past 10 years. But now with Ford joining forces with them, it makes you really kind of think, it's possible maybe a Hyundai or a Kia, someone like that says, you know what, we want to actually hop on that service too and not rely upon our own cobbled together networks of like ChargePoint, EVgo, Electrify America, all these different players that sort of don't work together very well. Why not use that NACS standard that seems to work well? Tesla is offering that. They're saying we want to open it up, so there is a possibility for that to be the next standard.
We will see how this all plays out. All right, well, coming up next.